Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Heal, Lift, Rise. I am Carla Denard, spiritual coach, Reiki master, here to help you on your journey of awakening and ascension to living your best life ever. And today I really wanted to talk about authenticity, what it means to be authentic, truly authentic in this world, and how to create and become more authentic just by being who you are. There's a lot of different things that I want to touch on in this video, so please stay tuned. And if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe if you feel any of this content resonates to your soul. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. So authenticity is basically being the true you, true to your soul, what feels good and what resonates with you within your soul. And we do this by not allowing others to dictate what's true to us. We do this by not copying others, by not trying to mimic other people and their energy. It's basically about creating our own energy and putting that out there. It's about putting down walls, okay? A lot of times we create these walls around ourselves because of the wounded warrior, because we have so many wounds that, we've carried and not healed and released. And we're afraid of what everybody thinks of us. We're afraid to do something unconventional, to step outside of the box and outside of the norm of what society expects of you, and afraid of what people think. That can lead you into not being authentic and not being able to be authentic. I feel like authenticity also is about being vulnerable and sharing, expressing the deepest, truest parts of who you are. And I genuinely feel like the more vulnerable you can get with yourself, the more vulnerable you can get with yourself, the more real and honest you can be with yourself, the more honest you can be with others, the more vulnerable you can be with others. Because as I've mentioned before in other videos, everything starts with the self. So if everything starts with us and within us, then that means our reality is created based on how deep we've gone within ourselves, how real we've gotten with ourselves. It literally all starts with us. So whatever reality each of us are experiencing depends upon how much we've progressed within ourselves. So one of the big ways to cultivate authenticity is just by being able to express and be who you are and what feels good to you. What feels good to your soul? What are you passionate about? What lights you up? What makes you want to jump out of bed every morning? What makes you feel so amazing inside? And this isn't just, like I said, exterior. This is also, this is internal. This is like whatever feels good within us, When I get dressed in the morning and when I, whether I'm doing my hair, my makeup, or whatever, putting on my clothes, I'm gravitating towards what feels good. And if I'm taking the things or putting on the things that feel good, that's gonna make me even better. That's gonna make my energy even brighter, because I'm doing and following the things that are feeling so good to my soul, which allows me to even cultivate more authenticity within myself. So the biggest thing is just following what feels good to you, following everything that feels good to you, mind, body, and soul. So that goes into not just, like I said, the external, but it also goes into what you're giving yourself, what you're feeding yourself, like the foods. And this all has a connection and plays a part within each other. So just doing everything, gravitating towards everything that feels right, that is good for you, that makes you feel amazing. And another way to be and to cultivate more authenticity is to, you know, journaling. Journaling can help you discover parts of yourself that you may have had hidden, that you may have never even known existed about you. So it's one thing to really like dive deep into and reassess what feels right to you, what feels good, and what your truth is. I think when you're speaking your truth, when you're putting out your truth, that is your authenticity. That is a part of the genuine part of you that is being exposed and expressed when you are able to put out your authenticity, truth. And I feel like one way we do that is to become aware of the things that resonate with us and become aware of the things that don't, and don't hold on to those things that don't resonate. Don't hold on to that in our minds and in our energetic field. So authenticity, why is it so important? Why is it so important, especially now in this time, in this day and age, this world that we're living in, especially through a pandemic? I think that is something super important to talk about. You know, if we create the life that we like, and if we're constantly co-creating this life that we want, you know, there's obviously a duality of how we can create. We can create from a space of non-authenticity, and we can create from this place of authenticity. And I feel like the majority of the world does kind of vibrate at a frequency of non-authenticity because a lot of people are afraid to be who they are. A lot of people care about validation. A lot of people care about approval, about the external. So you're, depending on where you're at, you're going to create from that place. So it's important to remember that there's always two ways of being, and the true way to be is authentic, is not having to seek validation, because you validate yourself. And the more you go towards that, that's what you will attract. You will attract more people who are the same way as you. Whatever you're putting out is what you're really going to attract back. So if you're putting out inauthenticity, if you're putting out like needing the validation and needing to get that notice, and to feel like you can't do something without external validation, and it's inauthentic, that's what you're going to attract back, whatever you're putting out. So, you know, for me, and the way I live my life and the way I feel like the world should be, is to be more authentic and to be who you are, because at the genuine core of who you are is the best version of you. That is how you were born into this world. That's who you really are. And I feel like the world kind of sometimes can shift you and mold you into something that you're not, based upon approval, based upon wanting validation, based upon, you know, wanting somebody to approve who you are and to tell you that you're amazing, when you already know that you are, because you were born into this world that way. So it's super important to remember that being authentic will set you apart from everyone and everything, because a lot of people don't resonate with authenticity. A lot of people don't vibrate at that level, that frequency of authentic truth and being who you really are, expressing the deepest parts of who you are and owning it, letting it shine and letting it just be, because that is what is most important, is authenticity. How can we expect the world and our leaders and the, you know, all the people in higher power, you know, that are governing our lands, how do we expect these people, these politicians, to be authentic, to be truthful, if we aren't being that change, if we are not showing the way to authenticity? If our world is corrupted by inauthenticity, we will just have so many people continue to be that inauthentic, that, you know, manipulative, that, you know, ego seeking, validation. Like, we will continue the patterns unless we forge ahead with change and we become the change. We embrace the change. We allow the change to come through us, to show our authenticity to the world. That is how we create the change, by being the change and by allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, to express our deepest, truest parts of who we are, own it, and not allow anyone or anything to sway who we are. That is how it gets done. That is how change happens. And that's how we can change the world, by being our most authentic self, speaking our truth and not allowing anything to disrupt that. That is how we can express and be the change, by being and standing firmly in who we are and owning it. So this is a video for today. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and if you've resonated with it, I please encourage you to like and subscribe to this wonderful family that I am creating, Heal, Lift, Rise community, where we really heal ourselves. We lift our vibration, we rise to become the best version of ourselves, and we do this together. And I show you and give you tips and all the ways that I've learned, things that I've learned, to help you become your best you, because this world needs your best you. This world deserves and needs your authenticity. So thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Until next time, bye.